So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is going to have a total meltdown here when she asks Tony Bobulinski to present to her the crimes that Joe Biden had committed. Tony Bobulinski is going to reference RICO, which is Racketeering Influence Crime Organization, and this is a statute in which a number of crimes are committed under. In fact, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis of Georgia used this against Donald Trump. So Bobulinski is going to bring this up against Joe Biden. AOC is going to flip out about this because he's going to say, well, I guess you don't know what RICO is. And she's going to claim she does know what RICO is. Based off of her argumentation, I don't think that she should be making any laws. She should be completely removed from the House of Representatives. Now, RICO is, in fact, a statute in which laws do fall under. So there need to be specific laws that are violated within RICO. But that's the whole point of the hearing. That's why we have legislators there who are listening to these things to determine, were their laws broken? Now, we, in fact, know that the Bidens have been lying across the board. They've been trying to hide information. We know that shell companies were set up. We know that Joe Biden was used as an influence to get this money from these companies. We know that Joe Biden is the big guy, but it's so much bigger than this, because notice now, AOC isn't even denying that this is happening. They are readily admitting now that Joe Biden was likely involved in this, that he was on these phone calls, he met with these business partners, that his influence was being used, that money was in fact funneled between Hunter Biden's shell companies in these foreign countries into Joe Biden's accounts, that Joe Biden is likely, in fact, the big guy, and all of this was going on. But she just wants to know, so what? What's the crime? So go ahead and watch AOC flip out on this engagement and tell me if this lady should be sitting there in the House of Representatives.
I believe the fact that he was sitting with me while I was putting together a business deal.
Did you witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO, and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir?
You
specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption statutes.
Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime. It is a category. What is the
It's a category of crimes that you're then charged.
You have charges.
A long 100.
You have charges. Sir, please
name the exact statute under RICO?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 8
All right, sir, I reclaim my
lawyers that went to law school.
She loses it. But notice she's not even denying that Joe Biden's been involved with this anymore. She's just readily accepting that fact. She just wants to know, well, what crime did he commit while he was involved in all of these things, sir? And then he, of course, is listing the racketeering and corrupt organization, in which there are specific crimes he has to list underneath that. And so he's like, listen, that's your job. That's why we're having these hearings. You're doing impeachment hearings to figure out what in the world this man was doing, getting money funneled from foreign corporations, foreign companies, foreign countries, through multiple shell companies, through his son, delivered into his accounts at meetings on the phone with these people while he was in a very high places in the United States government, with the ability to make decisions that would readily impact these countries and corporations. You're the one that needs to figure out the racketeering and corrupt organization crimes that are happening here. But clearly there seems to be some RICO violations that are happening here, Miss AOC. This is what this guy is saying. But of course, AOC, so deluded in her brain, doesn't even want to consider the fact that this could be a thing. If this was flipped, if Donald Trump was found in the same situation with his son doing all of these things, there is no doubt that she would be leading the way with the stakes and the pitchforks ready to annihilate this guy. And she would be correct to do so if Donald Trump was found in this sort of corrupt situation. Are you siding with AOC on this one, that RICO is in fact just a category statute of crimes and he didn't list a specific one, so he's wrong here? Or do you think that AOC was completely unhinged here, obviously understands there's RICO violations going on, but just sits here and screams at this guy because he's not listing the specific violations, which in fact the Congress is supposed to be figuring out why Joe Biden was involved in all of this stuff in this way, which really seems beyond sketchy. I mean, beyond corrupt when you put all the entire picture together. Leave your comments below. I'll catch you in the next video.